Am I the asshole for refusing to forgive my mom for marrying the dad of my bully? My mom had me when she was 19, and my dad never wanted anything to do with me. I, 17 male, never even met the guy. We had my grandparents and my aunt and my uncle though, so mom had help and I had other family. When I was in elementary school, this one kid Reese started bullying me. It started with him taking my pencils and refusing to give them back until the teacher got involved, or him excluding me from playing with the people he was playing with. Then he started calling me names. He'd kick my stuff away from me, and he used to dump water on my lunch. My mom knew about it, and she was in and out of the school trying to get the bullying to end. It was 2 years of that stuff when he escalated and started pulling chairs out from under me and tripping me up. We live in a small town, and moving schools isn't an option, and moving classes isn't an option either. So I had to go back to school every year for years knowing he'd be there and he'd bully me some more. When I turned 8, my mom started talking about Reese's dad a lot and how nice he was, and that she felt bad because he wasn't like Reese at all. Then after a few months, she told me they were going on a date. I got upset and yelled at her, and my mom got mad and told me to watch how I spoke to her because she was still my mom. She told me Reese's dad isn't Reese and I should be happy for her. They dated for a while and then moved in together a few weeks before my 10th birthday, and they got married after living together for 6 months. I was really upset, and I told mom a few times I'd never forgive her for that. She didn't believe me, and she told me I needed to try with a more positive attitude, and she told me not to take Reese's behavior out on his dad. The whole thing gave Reese more access to me. He never got super violent with me. He didn't punch and kick me or anything, but he'd break my stuff at home and he'd eat my favorite snacks on top of stuff he did at school. I stopped telling my mom, and I didn't bother telling Reese's dad. Any issues I had, I told my grandparents or no one. I tried to spend as much time as I could with my grandparents, but mom said they couldn't exclude Reese, so their house wasn't safe either. And I didn't see them as much as I'd like, and we had to make phone calls and texts work. They mentioned stuff to mom after I talked to them, but it made no difference. 2 years ago, another 2 guys at school started bullying me. They're brothers, and one's a year older than me, and the other's my age. They're way more physical, and I kept it to myself because I saw no point in doing more. Mom was the last person I wanted to get involved. I didn't even tell teachers at school. I thought I could keep it that way until graduation, but a month ago they hurt me pretty bad, and I had to be taken to the emergency room. My mom got there a few minutes after I did. I called my grandparents to come too, and they arrived a while after mom. I had to get x-rays and stuff but got home that night. A few days after it happened, my mom was crying and asking why I never told her and why I let it get that bad. I asked why would I tell her, so she could find their dad and marry him too. I told her to leave me alone because I didn't want her help. I didn't want her acting like she cared. I told her to find Reese and mother him since she took away every safe space I had. She told me to stop and that we were over this by now. I told her I never forgave her, and I knew she never believed me when I said that, but I didn't. I went to my room and she called my grandparents. Don't know exactly what they said, but I guess it was something like duh. So then my mom wanted to talk it out, but I refused. We were in this weird space for over a week when my grandparents showed up and told me I was moving in with them and mom could suck it. She's pissed and she tried to make me go back home and all this other stuff, but we ignore her. Yesterday, she asked to speak to me and she said she wanted us to go to therapy because she wanted me to forgive her and wanted us to fix things. I told her I'm never forgiving her and I'm not going to therapy with her, so she needs to forget it. She told me I wasn't being fair to her at all, and I punished her and Reese's dad for Reese's actions when it wasn't their fault to begin with. My grandparents kicked her out, and that turned into a fight, so I went to my new room and I ignored the texts mom sent me when she finally left. Am I the asshole?